What's going on? I've been hearing a big resurgence of this concept of gang stalking. I mean, listen, if you're going on and 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 on about gang stalking, the gang stalking is working on you really bad. After what I've been through and what I go through from time to time, like today, this dude walked by me in the store and he circled me and the people I was with. And he had his phone, the screen was pointing at me the whole way around. He did it like twice. And I saw him as he walked by, he like looked down at his freaking phone. You know what I'm saying? Freaking like, I think he was scanning us, dude, for our temps, dude, or something, dude. But it triggered me big time. And then after that, after I got like evaded the guy a little bit, freaking all of a sudden I got swarmed by these. See, here's the thing, dude. The biometrics is tracking us. And when I initially started getting gang stalked in like 2008, like every time I went in Walmarts, all of a sudden, all these they're called secret shoppers, not Secret Santa, secret shoppers. They're dressed in plain clothes, but they like basically stalk you around the store, dude. So I mean, that's a kind of gang stalking operation. They also drive by you in the parking lots in cars. Like they already got agents waiting with their car on, and like they'll follow you to the next store. I mean, I'm not going to get into all the details of how this all happened with me, but look, there's some people that have a reason to legally get away with gang stalking, but then during that time frame, because the Patriot Act and like stuff like that was really ramped up, they were doing drills and experiments and exercises, and I feel I was targeted for an exercise during the Flint Town Stabber. And this Flint Town Stabber guy was an Israeli. He was from the Israel. He was an Israeli, not an Israelite. He was an Israeli, and he was trained. He was like what is it? IFA or something like that. Israeli Federal Army or something like that. But he worked in a mental hospital, and he even said he heard fucking demons in his head. You know what I'm saying? Which that's like, look, the people who say that the government's after them, that they're Manchurian candidates, say that they hear people talking to them in their head. Never heard that necessarily. But that's called V2K, voice to skull. They also have something called LRAD, active denial system. I'd imagine there are microwaves. They can beam stuff into people's heads, and it literally bounces a wave off your ear bone, and you hear it inside your head. So it's not really your ear picking it up; it's your nervous system. They're communicating directly with your nervous system. I was hit with the LRAD, and they burnt me, and they also pulsed my ear, and I got all dizzy and freaking had to go freaking lay down and pass out. So these are all forms of gang stalking, but this is more like experiments, weapons testing. That means look, they already gang stalked me for a long time. Then they kind of laid low. Then they came back, man, and that's how this thing works. And it's even as I dropped the video about the rant about the helicopter, how I think that's an exercise that they said some dudes were shooting at that helicopter. They had the helicopter flying over me all night. Listen. Coinciding with my video being uploaded to YouTube, the dude was up above my house where you could hear it, and he was lingering all night. Listen, that's called ambient narcissistic abuse. Look, and it's called a noise campaign. Listen, that's one of the things that they do. They could look, now they have a helicopter here in Flint to do noise campaigns on people. But normally what they have is like, look, the police steal everybody's cars who's a drug dealer, or gets pulled over, your papers ain't in order, or you get pulled over on a Thursday, you couldn't get your money on Friday because you couldn't make it to the bank. You owe $1,000 by the time the weekend's over. It's a scam, and they steal cars. So they can give all these cars out regular plain. That's the thing. Most of these people was plain clothes. Like you rarely see a uniform. Only when you start getting aggressive with the plain clothes, all of a sudden a uniform will show up in a car. He'll like post up, kind of intermediary, kind of as a reminder that you better frickin' look. If you take it there, they're ready. And that's the whole goal, is to get you obsessed with gang stalking get you paranoid as F. I mean, I've been smear campaigned. That's when people run around spreading rumors about you, about your mental health. They're already seeding. It's kind of like your chick before she breaks up with you. She runs around and starts telling everybody about all your faults, but doesn't really look, but be sparing about the details. She kind of like paints it all on you, like you're the bad guy, because she already knows, she already done replaced you, and they need a good excuse for when, you know, they change their Facebook profile to a new guy. Oh, I thought that was the love of your life. Now you got some other dude. That happened to me too, and I heard, this is something I just learned. They do something called the honeymoon, where they hook you up with some chick, and you have this whirlwind romance, and that's exactly what narcissists do, is give you a whirlwind romance. They come in and they're like Captain Save 'em, they're knight in shining armor or whatnot. I mean, a woman could even play this role, and or the good Samaritan, whatnot, the helper, and then all of a sudden one day they just freaking flip flop on you, and look, they're serving up your pillow talk to the enemy. So they're using this and they're incorporating this into new, diverse ways. They can sensitize, chain, and anchor you and figure out ways to trigger anxiety, paranoia, anger, fear, intimidate you, coerce, harass, man. I mean, it's just like, look, don't give you the stress for 10 years will give you freaking cancer and kill you too, or a heart attack. So just constant narcissistic, look, workplace mobbing. This has happened to me, where I was at a job that was by a freaking lake, and every lake is a maritime amnesty law area. So it felt like they were staging on docks there, and like, look, all day these strange people walking by look like UN troops in plain clothes walking around. Like, look, and other EIO alphabet agency types. And it's like Jesse Ventura said. He went to an NSA meeting or something, and he said the craziest thing in there. All these people that were these that were responsible for this cell, because these people operate in a cell just like the terrorists supposedly do. And he said they all looked like regular average Joe. Old ladies with glasses and purple blue hair, fat Karens, soccer mom fat Karen types, and your hood types, like the black lady from Suicide Squad, who's like this real mean authoritarian type of micromanager, doing the work for the behalf of the commander in chief, so to speak. But I mean, it's complicated, man. It's complicated. It's not easily explained. But I've been watching this dude saying people come up with their cell phones and point them at him in stores, and they're trying to get his data. Your data could be your reaction. Who knows what kind of apps on there? Is that not a freaking X-ray device in your hand, and you're trying to look at my wiener because you're a freaking pervert, dude? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but I said these things are conceivable. You know what I'm saying? And look, the biometrics, like, look, it's almost like you ever seen Jason Bourne, where all the agents get notified, and somehow you get flagged, and people will gaslight you with weird words. I mean, some people said it's like the movie Denzel Washington, where the spirit's jumping in and out. My buddy Dale says it's the computer interacting with the nanobots and people. The more unhealthy they are, the more they eat fast food or certain products, the more access the algorithm has to mess with them. And I mean, I don't really know. I can't say for sure. A lot of this is conjecture and speculation. But look, the research tech, it's compelling. But anyway, it's like you got the fusion centers. This is where they're fusing the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the local police, the state police, the frickin' sheriff's department. All agencies are getting this hub, this intelligence hub, and they're working together with this stuff called Federal Law Enforcement Training. It's called FLEECT. You know what I'm saying? And Joint Task Force Operations. Look, and has to be who was watching me. back when it first started, when the Flinttown stabber. I don't even know if the guy was real. It could have been a hoax and a false flag. They were trying to stir up some kind of racial, like in the communist socialist type said they would use minority groups in America as a way to overthrow the government. And in the FLETC, it's the Israelis that are teaching all the police counterterrorism measures. But over there, they just walk up on any guy in the street. Oh, you look like an Arab, and they frickin' shake him down and go. And look, they put a black bag on his head, strip him naked, and stack him 10 deep in a frickin' closet. And these are the guys that are teaching, and they're out here training these statists, man. So look, it's brainwashing, man. They drank the Kool-Aid. Statism is the world's deadliest religion. It's true. Look, having to know all this stuff, have all these things bouncing around your head, knowing the truth that everybody else is ignorant of how deep it goes. The Psy warfare, the PsyOps, dude. The Phoenix program was reopened in America. And look, I swear that, look, it had to have been part of it. The people who listen, the level of coordination is astronomical. Look, a dude one time, he told me, we were doing some dirt too, but he was like, you know what I heard? I heard they have enough to get 30 units on one guy, to tail one guy. And then, sure enough, I think that's true. No, I think they can have hundreds. They can even, and look, these guys don't have no jurisdiction. They can follow you around the whole state. I've been followed around the whole state. Not just local. Like, look, they're popping up everywhere I went. Pulling drills, man, right in front of me, right out in plain sight, and just everybody else was blind to it, but I could see what was going on because they already sensitized me to how the game works. And it's kind of like just something stands out. They stick out like a sore thumb. It seems like they're trying to blend in, like they're incognito, they're in disguise, and they give tells, man, and they also let you know covertly, right under everybody else's nose. They know all your trigger words, all your commands and whatnot, dude. Because, I mean, look, this is the type of stuff that can turn people into Manchurian candidates. There's more than one way to skin a cat. You could trick a guy. Look, Arlington Road. You could trick a guy into think he's doing the right thing, something patriotic, and then he could get framed as a patsy in some kind of supposed terroristic-looking type situation, dude. And that's the real fear. These people could F your life. And what they do, they try to smear your reputation so bad, destroy your mental state, destroy all your relationships where everybody's like, man, you really lost it, and they just don't know why. But until some time goes by, a lot of people who had their doubts in me say, Chris, you were right. We're sorry. We're sorry that it took us so long to say that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, look, that felt good, you know what I'm saying? So it can be, look, the damage can be undone. And it's not that necessarily I have a bone to pick, you know what I'm saying? But look, it's like, why y'all got such a bone to pick still? I mean, dude, just like, look, I ain't hurt nobody. I'm just out here learning, living, just trying to stay out of every way. Don't mess with me. I won't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? Do unto others as you do unto yourself. And that must be some kind of radical concept of telling the truth and just being a decent human being to other human beings. But at the same time, the strong of mind and of heart and of spirit should protect the weak. That means, hey, for all you people who are brainwashed and afraid to say anything or half asleep still, people like us sometimes have to speak up and just put it out there to give them example. I say don't ride somebody around, be their micromanager. You show them by example. That means you just do your thing and let them see. Or even if they don't see what you're doing, let them see the results. And if not, keep them guessing, because that ain't your friend anyway. You don't want everybody on the inside of your circle knowing everything. But for other people that are going through it, it's like you can survive it and you can thrive it. But look, you're still going to have your moments where they try to run some ops on you, man. Some psyops. They have like certain times that they're still doing their drills, their exercises, and their weird psychological operations, the hearts and minds operations, and I think they use some of us people as training sparring partners for their systems to test their algorithms and their biometrics, and they just don't tell us, they just don't let us in on it.